Everyone, or whatever. I always say morning. What else do you say to people? Good morning, good day. Hello. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Sorry about the late start. I was supposed to have a guy come do my fence, come check out my fence today to replace it, and I did not hear from them. So, yay. I have a fuzz. Mm-hmm. God damn it. I swear to fuck. I can't live without lip balm because my lips are so dry. But if I put lip balm on, there's a dog hair on my mouth all the time. It's like, it's a constant cycle. Sarah, good morning, sister. Did you like the song I sent you? Good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Tombadills. Good morning, Pyro. Cheers. I don't even know what coffee I'm drinking. I picked up a new roast. It's really tasty, though. Irving Farm is that I could see it like literally barely on my kitchen counter between my monitors. It's called Irving Farm. It's really good though. Isn't that a good song, dude? Sarah, I should send you. I have a list. I have like an ongoing Spotify list where I only put songs that I'm like, holy shit, don't wear this song out, Katie. I should send it to you. It's fucking gold. How are you all? Good morning, hippie. How are you? Should we cheers? I gotta pack a bowl. I have not. I never smoked before stream, to be honest. Though I'm usually running around with my head cut off. I'm offended. I have nothing to complain about, dude. That's like the best, though. That's the best. Are you kidding me? No one wants to complain. By the way, I always say good morning when I see someone for the first time of day, even at 8 p.m. Me too. What is that? Like, what else do you say? I don't. Hi. Good morning, Kinger. How are you, love? Good morning, Asidious. How are you? Happy high day. Oh, I will, Sarah. It's really good. It's a good. I've sent it to a couple people. I have a good YouTube list too, like a YouTube playlist because I Spotify is good, but when I'm at home, I don't use Spotify very often. I mostly put on YouTube and just let music videos go, and that's where I find a lot of like the best music I listen to is through that. And then I forget to put them on Spotify. It's the worst. It's the worst. Let's grind up some weed and pack a bowl, shall we? Get this day started correctly. Did I send you the YouTube one? Okay, the one on Spotify is different again because I never remember to. I don't cross the threads ever in my head. It's terrible. It's terrible. I had to plug my phone in just in case fencing man calls me. All right, let's grind up some weed. How is everyone today? I hope you had a good week, a good Monday. I did this. Oh my gosh, this is painted on. I'm making myself, so if you guys craft or quilt or whatever, you probably have like a crafting board and it's just got all the measurements and shit on it. And I've got a couple of those. However, they're huge and they don't ever like I don't know if anyone else has this problem when crafting. If you are a crafty crafter, I'm gonna try this one. I haven't tried this strain yet. It's called Downshift. Um, like when I'm crafting, that's just a very general term for just making anything. I have very little room on my in the space I'm working. Like I have all the shit out, like it's not like I have some enormous like dining room table that I'm spreading everything out on. So I was thinking, I was like, God, I just hate that I always have to whip out this gigantic mat when I want to measure material or anything like that. So I decided to paint one onto my table. So it's just never not there. So this is just a white square right now, but that's what I did yesterday. I was measure a lot and paint that over and over and over again so it wouldn't peel off. This weed is so pretty. Do you want to see it? Oh my gosh. This is by Green Dot. This is one of those dumb expensive weeds for no reason. I bought it for $4.20. I have a lot of weed. I bought a lot for $4.20 and got way too high to function. It's called Downshift, and the information is folded in half. Is nowhere. The THC is 26.57%, but look at the weed. It's very pretty. The bud. The bud inside looks quite nice. Look at those fancy ass little buds in there looking all fucking fancy and shit. Cute. Oh, I know, Sarah. There's actually an app you can get. I cannot remember the name of it. I don't have it anymore, but I used to use it when I worked at Hopkins all the time. It's an app that is YouTube, but all they've done is make it so it keeps playing even though you shut the app down. I can't remember what the fuck it's called though. It's great. Oh fuck, what is it called? I'll think of it. I'll come up with it. It's a good, I mean, it's great though because you can like, just minimize the app and the music still plays, which is really nice. I'm growing a couple weed plants right now, actually. I found some seeds, so I've got those little pots up there. Those all have a seed in them, and all of them have, they all have a little green stem and a leaf. It's not YouTube Premium. No, no, no. It's like a third-party app. Literally, it's nothing you pay for or anything. It's a third-party app that literally just created. They created a code to integrate into YouTube to make it not stop playing. Good morning, Slurm. How are you, love? How are you, Myron, by the way? Growing weed is super easy. My problem is I didn't buy my seeds. Like normally if you're going to grow weed, and anybody that grows weed knows this, you get your seeds or your clones or something from someone who can guarantee they're females. You don't want males. A male plant will make all your weed go to seed, which is where I randomly get seeds in my weed. It's like, if the weed, oftentimes when I go to the dispensary, when I'm buying weed, it'll say like, it'll be a little bit cheaper and it'll say might be seeded. And that's because somehow a male got in and fucked, like spermed all over. So if any of those are males or if all of them are males, I'm fucked. I just clip them and call it good. Hopefully they're ladies, but you never know. How are you, Bacon? Good morning. Hello, Dead Kel. How are you, love? Listen to myself and learning how to say no. Good for you, man. That's a talent I don't think any of us quite perfect until we're like really old and nothing matters anymore. DWC, what's DWC? Oh, like growing hydroponically? Oh my god, how? Like, how do you have the room? I would love to do that. But the amount of space you need to grow hydroponically, and this obviously but for anybody that's not a pothead, weed grows big. Weed is like a tree. It's like a fucking bush, essentially. The plants get enormous. The last time I grew a strain called blueberry. It was literally just blueberry. And 2 of my plants were taller than me. And so it's like, not even just the room for all the shit. It's the room for the plants to expand and grow is wild. I don't know how anybody has the room for it. Unless you have like some enormous garage or something you're just not using, which I don't have. Less broken? Good. Ooh, you just harvested? Nice. They're drying right now. Always a pleasure to smoke and grow. Isn't it kind of magical? It's kind of like having a garden. Eating a tomato out of your own garden. You're like, I did that. It wouldn't exist if I didn't do that. Hydroponic is easy, but only after you learn about the nutrients. The initial learning curve can be steep. I believe that 100%. Like that shit, even just learning like the nitrogenous nonsense of dirt baffles my mind for like my yard. Mom had that smaller tank that her and dad used to grow in. I know, but like how? I don't know if they actually grew a pot plant in it. Like when I was a kid, I was like, mom and dad are definitely growing pot. But later on in life, after I grew pot plants grow like 50 times bigger than that thing mom ever had. So if anything, she started them there and put them in the woods. I don't know. When I grew them, I mean, seriously, they were so big. And like, I was doing, I think it's called Autoflowering. There are some strains you can get that autoflower, meaning no matter what the climate is, no matter what light they're exposed to, in 10 weeks, you will have a mature plant with buds. If you don't get autoflowering, once, I can't remember the exact stage, but it's like towards the end of the stage of the plant before you're going to kill it, you have to expose it to exactly 12 hours of sun and 12 hours of night every single day. And so I was literally carrying these trees outside in the morning and leaving them out all day and then carrying them back inside in my basement every night. I mean, it was a joke. It was fun, but it was a joke. I never want to do that again. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm thinking she must have just transplanted them. She had to have transplanted them because they just get so fucking big. My SO's coming back from Nashville. Oh, fuck yes. Are you so excited? Slurm just gifted a sub to Little Black Dress. Little Black Dress, yours about Wizard of the highest order. Go forth and be consensual in every way. You know what's up, bitch. Thank you, Slurm, you silly fuck. Good morning, Lizzie, my love. How are you? When growing, do you train them? It's not training, but you do go through. Have you ever grown tomatoes? You know when tomatoes, they sprout a branch and sometimes they'll sprout like a little extra branch that never will have tomatoes on it. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically a branch to just have leaves to feed the plant. You clip those because you don't want the plant wasting energy on branches that aren't going to produce buds. So there definitely is a point where you're clipping those extra little guys. I just fucking can't remember what they're called. I really fucking cannot remember. But it's basically just saving the plant from wasting energy on branches that won't create pot. We spent the weekend with friends. I have a CO2 meter, and it was amazing knowing that we were safer due to the ventilation. Really? What do you mean? Are you not safe normally? Oh, I was growing in a 4x4 foot closet, 4 females. How? How did you get your hand in there? The fuck? Oh, suckers. Yes. That's what a lot of tomato people call them, derp. Exactly, suckers. The little branches you clip off because they're essentially sucking nutrients from the plant. And in nature, there's a reason for them. The more leaves, the more photosynthesis, the more nutrients to the plant. But technically you only have a limited amount of grow season for a weed plant, so you want to clip those so it's not dumping, water and energy into these branches that aren't going to give you drugs. And essentially it's the same with the tomato plant. If you grow tomatoes, you also cut the suckers because you don't want the tomato plant wasting energy on branches that aren't going to create a tomato. But that was very layman's terms. I am not a professional, but I garden. That's it. I know, but have you been? We have a CO2 meter too. I mean, I think all houses have to have one, right? Maybe I'm crazy. Mondays are my day off. Well, sometimes on Tuesday I have therapy, but I didn't have one this week, so I'm good. Yay. Okay, cheers. I'm going to cheers now. I packed a beautiful bowl of downshift. It smells very lemony. Sometimes weed will actually put what it smells like on it. I don't know why. They say downshift should smell like hazelnut, earth, and gas. I smell lemon. Maybe that's the gas. I don't know. I don't know. Cheers to everyone who imbibes in the marijuanas. If you don't, happy caffeine. Cheers, lovers. Oh, so the idea is that outside COVID is less dangerous than from transmission. Oh, I mean, that's obvious, especially with all the new fucking strains popping up. The fuck? Cheers, everyone. Lethal, you just got fucking knocked. What happened? I got you. Holy shit. I have to show everyone this picture. I know a lot of you are on mobile, so you can't just click links willy-nilly. Look at this. That is a beautiful goddamn plant right there. Really, Catherine? Zoom in, you fuck. That's like the bonsai of weed plants. Oh my god, Popsky! My love, how are you? I just took a huge hit. Sorry, I'm dying. Oh my god, Mel. Katie, I got really high and came upon the wisdom of the universe. When you spell fuck, F-U-C-K, you're also saying F-U-C-K. You just rock my mind. How are you, Popsky, my love? That's a beautiful goddamn plan, my dude. Seriously, it just got nicked because we make it so if you don't sub, and it's not because you sub, we trust you, it's just, you're less likely to get shitholes posting creepy ass child porn in your chat if they have to sub to do it. That's the theory, but don't worry, I got you. I got you. CK and weed stock, seriously. Does this plant have a name? That plant deserves a name, like the Queen of Shiva. So the idea is to take each branch the plant grows and get the tip to grow up towards the light. So you don't just have one collet. Dude. I mean, just one more time for those who missed it. What the fuck? I've never seen such a beautifully manicured marijuana tree plant ever in my life. Like, that's insane. And you were doing 4 at a time? I've never seen anyone do this. I've seen training. I've never seen this. Dude, Crispy, look, isn't that not one of the most beautiful pot plants you've ever seen in your life? I'm just blown away, dude. That is incredible. Like, you should be so proud. You should be so proud, Trichome. That's an accomplishment. You should brag. I'd brag. That's a fucking accomplishment, my dude. That is next level shit. Like, that looks like a bonsai tree. I wouldn't even want to smoke it. I'd feel bad killing that. I've subscribed for almost 3 years just so I can shitpost Horde links. But as horrid as they are, they're never child porn, so I'm cool with it. It's amazing. Like, I've said it over and over for how many years now. It takes a lot to get, like, actually banned from my channel. You have to be super fucking fucked to get banned here. Like, seriously. Or be a racist piece of shit, you know. So, normally, it depends on the species. So, if you grow a sativa strain, they tend to be taller and skinnier. And if you grow an indica strain, they tend to be shorter and fatter. But they're still huge. Like I was saying earlier, when I grew mine, 2 of them were taller than me, and I'm 6 feet tall. And that was an indica variety. That's gorgeous. I mean, I don't care if it's not your grow. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. It's just, I'm so fucked up impressed by that. That's beautiful. I've just never seen anyone do that before. I swear sometimes I think I need an industrial mixer for this Greek yogurt. Wait, what's wrong with it? Wait. Has it turned? Like a hybrid plant? They'll grow different ways. It really, I mean, it's kind of a crapshoot at this point. Most plants are hybrid at this point. Like, even when I get a strain that says, like, it's an indica, what does this say? I'm just grabbed a random one out of my bag. Even if they say they're an indica or a sativa, they're usually, like, still, there's, like, 7 parent strains of that one strain. And really, indica and sativa back in the day, all they indicated was the amount of CBD that naturally occurred in the plant. So, back in the day, before it was legal and before we started cultivating weed to get super high, an indica plant tended to have a lot more active CBD. So it made you, like, couch locked. And sativa didn't have as much. Nowadays, we've bred all the CBD out of all plants. So if you go to a legal pot store and buy indica weed, I'd put money down there's 0 CBD in your indica weed. Because it's just, if we want CBD, we can buy weed that's literally just CBD nowadays. Or gummies, or whatever. It's kind of crazy. Really. But that's what it used to mean. Nowadays, it's just, basically, they are still, unique plants, the indica and sativa, in terms of how they look. But hybrids can be all over the place. It's pretty crazy. I've seen some wild-looking weed plants. Like, I've seen some weed plants that are dark purple. Like, the leaves are actually, like, midnight purple. I don't know, man. Plants are crazy. Genetics are wild. I mean, those are beautiful, though, Hex. I'm not sad. Oh, it separates and I have to mix for a while. Oh, yeah, the water. I hate that part. I love, like, I don't know if you guys have ever had Adams peanut butter. It's a brand of peanut butter. It's called Adams. It comes in a glass jar with, like, a tin lid. But you have to refrigerate it and you have to mix it because it's, like, the oils on top. It's the best peanut butter in the world, but I never buy it because I just simply do not want to mix it. It fucking sucks. Lethal, I've never noticed, like, for me personally, I've never noticed a difference in a sativa versus an indica, like that being the deciding factor. However, there have been 1 or 2 strains in my life that I straight up just didn't like. Like, I remember one very specifically I got before I moved to Baltimore. And it was either Bruce Banner or the Hulk. It was one of those 2 names, and I hated it. It made me feel icky. Like, not a good high. But that's so infrequent, and I don't think it has anything to do with the indica sativa. For me personally, though, I don't know. Kel, CBD is, I'll preach it forever. Unfortunately, because we have so many like, you know, the war on drugs, there hasn't been enough money put into studying CBD and regulating it and creating real regulation on it because there's no harm in CBD that they see. So it's like, they'll regulate it if they see it's going to kill people if they don't, but it's not going to kill people if they don't. So they're just not regulating it. So if you want to buy CBD of any kind, gummies, weed, whatever, this goes for everybody. I highly suggest you buy it at a weed store, like a legit one. Even if you're in a state where it's only medically legal, you can go to a medical pot shop without a medical card and get CBD products that are straight CBD. The reason I say go to a pot store is legal pot stores, medical or otherwise, they are so scrupulously like micromanaged and watched by the government and otherwise that if they were to sell anything that wasn't to a T exactly what it said on the package, they could get shut down forever. So they're much more likely to carry reliable, high quality CBD products than your local head shop or the gas station. Please don't buy CBD from the gas station. I don't know what's in it. Please don't. They have no Stir Adams peanut butter, but how? Stop it. I'm gonna have to look for it now. Hi, Alan. How are you, love? Really? Oh, dude, trichome, that fucking sucks. I, knock on wood, have never been paranoid or anxious from weed. Thank fucking fuck. I'm still knocking on wood. I'm just gonna knock on wood forever. Thank God, because I know so many people it's happened to, and I feel so bad. Hello, Kino. Ooh, is this the purple flowers? No purple leaves. I've seen purple leaves. Oh my God. Wait, I have to pull it up on my other screen so I can show you guys. Look at this. This is Mel's weed. This is what I mean when I'm saying you can get some crazy looking weed. So just to give you a comparison, so this is the one that Lethal was showing us earlier, that fucking bonsai tree, beautiful. See how fucking neon green they are? Look at that one. Both pot. Both get you fucked. But wow, what a variation. And I've seen plants where literally the leaves are like blue. It's crazy. Psycho, tell me when your commercial's over. He probably can't hear me. Cries and dodgy back alley deals. You know, the weed I always got from my dealers was wonderful. I never got bad weed from a dealer that I can remember, really. I always got decent weed. I mean, it sucked because the only thing that I personally prefer that I like about having it legal is I can buy more than one strain and like try them out, which is fun, versus just buying like a Ziploc bag of an ounce of something. Insert nerdy actually sound. Actually, the strain was 3 CBD to 1 THC ratio. No shit. That's dope. 30 to 1. Do you like that strain? Did you like smoking it? Psycho. First off, I'm going to ignore both your questions because I have to tell you, I finished Lost in Random. What a good game. However, the ending was very meh. Um, good game, though. If you guys like Tim Burton or anything like that, play Lost in Random. Really good. Hold on. The question. Now I'm not going to ignore your question. I'm not that much. Do I like battle royales? I'm kind of burnt out on battle royales, to be honest. Do I like Vampire Masquerade? Do you know me? Hello? My name is Katie. Crispy just gifted a sub to Psychogenesis. I just saw that. Crispy, fucking fuck. Sneaky fucking.
Hail Satan and stuff. Thank you, you sneaky cock.
I've been just really, really burnt out on BRs. There was, I mean, there was that time when they just wouldn't stop. Every fucking game coming out was another, like, just skinned BR. And I like BRs. It's the people that I just can't stand anymore. Like PUBG, I stopped playing literally because of the lobby. The lobby was enough to make me stop playing that game. It's not fun. I don't wanna. No, I totally get that. I wish. I did like them at one point, but I'm just burnt out. They just feel kind of all the same now. It's just like fast-paced nonsense. It was calming, but there was no THC. It stayed at calming and was nice for anxiety without the high. I love CBD. I keep a jar of CBD gummies in my house all the time. Alan, fuck yes. I've had a lot of shipping issues with them lately too. I think honestly it's supply because of COVID. I don't know. It sucks. I do have a Discord, and we have a special channel just for pot stuff. If you want to post cool pot stuff, if you type exclamation mark Discord in the chat, it'll come up a link for it. And the Discord channel is called Hypothetical Shenanigans because a lot of our community don't live in a legal place yet, you know? And I don't want them like at work on a Discord channel called Weed is the Best or whatever. I would feel so bad. What game was put on hold? Oh, the BR. I think the RPG, I don't even know if the proper one's going to go forward. As far as I heard and know, or am aware of, I guess, is that they made it, most of it, and then the lead writer quit or something, or was fired or otherwise. I bit my cheek last night, so I keep re-biting it. It's great. I just want to hold my face out here while I speak. And I haven't heard anything since that. And that was like a year ago or two. I don't even fucking know. How long ago was that? Like CSGO, it was fun with our little gang. Exactly. Or like DayZ or Overwatch. Like it was real fun when we had our little core group. But if you had to play with strangers, it was always some 12-year-old that started screaming faggot or some other horrible superlative out loud. And I just, as a streamer, I don't want that on my channel, period, end of story. Like, I just end up muting everyone anyways. And in my personal life, I get really violent towards people that use icky language. Like, I start becoming a mom in a not nice way. It's just not fun. You have to deal with PvE elements like OP cops, and you have to feast on civilians for buffs. I'll watch it. I mean, I'll definitely watch to see where it goes. I picked up a Vampire the Masquerade, like, click-through story game the other day. It was on sale for like $1. Hold on, I'll tell you guys what it is. TF2 removed the mode I liked and is now so riddled with bots it's pointless to try and play. That's how I feel about most of those games now. Like at the very beginning of most BRs, they're great. And within a couple of months, people learn to fuck them. And then the problem is there's just like so many other games out there. Why would I choose to bang my head against a wall? You know? Like a lot of game companies will be like, just stick with it. You know, we're making good changes. Just stick with us. And I'm like, yeah, but there's like 1 trillion other games I could enjoy instead than of sticking with whatever the fuck this is. You know what I mean? Hello, sales. How are you, love? Good day. Good morning. Good time zone. Whatever the fuck it is. We discussed earlier that no one cares anymore. It's just like a time of day. I picked up... It's Vampire the Masquerade, The Coteries of New York. It was like $2 on sale, but it's like a click, like, you know, like Wolf Among Us or something like that. I smashed my hand in the door this morning. Can you tell? Ow. My dog did. Good morning, Eliza. Dude, I've told you that RuneScape is how I learned what cybering was, right? He loves that BR. He really does. He used to play it after our show. Oh, yeah. And, like, more power to him. I wish I did. I would never hate on someone for enjoying that stuff. I'm burnt out on it, you know? Cybering. I was so young. Way too young. I mean, I was, like, 10 or something. I don't know. And I was at a friend's house, and they had RuneScape, and the friend, like, went away for some reason. So I was just sitting there, like, playing. I had no idea how to use a computer, so I was basically walking in circles doing nothing. And some character in the game was like, if you come into the attic of this house, and we're talking, this was like in the late 90s when RuneScape was not nice. It was very very pixely. So anyways, he was like, come into and we'll trade or something like that. And then he was like, I take your shirt and bra off. And I was like, no, you don't. And he was like, I take your pants off. You stroke my cock. And I was like, no, you don't. No, I don't. And he was like, you don't want to cyber? And that's when I learned what cybering was. It was the best patch you grew about 4 to 5 years ago. The hairs never turned red, only gray. Oh. It was my favorite. Grew it for like 7 years from a clipping I got from a dispensary. Shut up. From a clone? You got lucky, dude. One of my friends from chat, CNemus, he's taught me a lot about clones versus seeds and stuff lately. I never got into Yu-Gi-Oh. I think it was a card game first, though, right? My mom wouldn't buy into that stuff. We were very poor, so she'd always make up some reason to make me like look down on people that played card games, so that I didn't want them. And then he killed me in the wind. Oh my god, what? Hit 999 for rune armor, and I was like, what? And then he killed me in the wilderness. Oh my god. I needed an adult. I mean, when I got, like, I didn't get internet until I was in high school personally, but a lot of my friends had the internet. And it was before parents really realized they needed to watch us on the internet. So the free reign was just absurd. I've told you guys what I used. I mean, it's just absurd. I'm glad I didn't personally have the internet till high school because I would have gotten in way more trouble than I should have. Ooh, update on Johnny case. He had a therapist, specialist, psychology expert come on, and she shredded the fuck out of Amber Heard's claims. I've seen a couple clips just from the late night hosts and stuff talking about it, and she's been caught saying some like she's fucked herself. She needs to shut her mouth. Like in the halls at the courthouse, she's been caught saying a couple just horrible things that are digging herself a new grave, I guess. Blood Ninja? What is that? What up, Meldon? How are you, love? And said she has personality disorders, etc. Oh, the psychologist did. I think she needs help. I was saying that the day before yesterday, Psycho, when we were watching it all. I think you were still here. Like, as much as we're laughing at it because she's doing horrible things. Having a mental otherness or being neurodivergent is not an excuse to be a shitty human. Just want to throw that out there. I think all of us can agree. Just because I'm bipolar doesn't mean I get to poop inside of someone else's bed and or cut their finger off. Like, period. You can't lean on that shit. Yeah, you gotta own your own shit no matter what. You can't do horrible things to other people and then be like, but I have a brain. And it's like, no, same. Guess how many people out there have one and aren't doing those things? I think she needs help. She definitely, I mean, if she's, oh, she needs help, man. She's fucked up. The specialist legit just said that she over-exaggerates, acts out violently, randomly. I mean, it's like a child. She acts like a toddler. You know what I mean? Like, you know when a toddler's guilty and you're just like, hey, little Timmy, can we talk about something? And the toddler falls on the ground and starts screaming and crying, I didn't do it! That's Amber Heard, but like as an adult. That's what it looks like to me. And I'm not watching it like a hawk or anything like that. Just watching the side stuff. Because I feel bad for Johnny and her family. Like, she's dragging a whole lot of people into a public eye, and it's just, it's poopy for no pun intended. How deep off the deep end you are, you got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. 100%. 100%. It's like this shit with Kanye. I get real upset with it because he's bipolar, I'm bipolar, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know if he does it, his family does it, or if, like, the fucking media decides to do it, but it's always, bipolar Kanye does da-da-da-da-da-da, or Kanye acts out in a bipolar blah, blah, blah. And it just, stop it. If bipolar turned us into Kanye, we'd have a lot more problems than we do today. Stop it. That's not real. I don't like that at all. Like, using, or like, identifying crazy people by their diagnosis, like as a buzz title or whatever, go fuck yourself. I take offense to that. I am in no way like Kanye West. I'm not out there like making rap songs about murdering my ex's new significant others. It's not bipolar. He's an enabled psychopath. Well, not a true psychopath, but you know what I mean. A mega pint. Don't feel attacked, Sarah. You know I love you. It's actually what the therapist said her spectrum does. Seriously. No shit. She belongs in the violent emotional spectrum of disorders. It's my little sister used to do this. Sarah, you didn't do that. Like, mom, so you know how I just gave the example, like, you do something wrong, your mom comes to talk to you about it, and you just crumble before your mom says anything? Sarah wouldn't do anything wrong, though. My little sister. Sassy Sarah is my little sister. If anyone's wondering, that is my blood. My zygotes are in chat. She wouldn't do anything wrong. It's just like my mom would be like, hey, Sarah, what are you doing? And Sarah would be like, I didn't do it! And like go into a tantrum and we'd be like, do what? So yours is a little different. A little different. Because poop's funny. Poop is funny. But I cannot believe she shit. I mean, stop it. I have a funny story about that, actually. I just remembered this. When we were real young, my mom and dad decided to buy a little motel in the middle of nowhere, which is how we ended up in Eastern Washington, and run it. And my mom, it was like one of those, it wasn't a Motel 8, but it was similar, like one level. I think there were 14 rooms in total. It was a hunter's motel. Like we literally had a place where you could skin your deer in the back, a hunter's motel. One of those ones you stop on a long car trip or something. And so my mom, long story short, that was a lot of explanation. My mom was the maid. Like she cleaned all the rooms. Every once in a while, if we were busy, she would hire a local who would come in and help her clean rooms and stuff and do the laundry. But for the most part, my mom literally did all of it. She's crazy. I still, to this day, don't know why she did that. But she told me this story. Because we would ask her, like, did you ever have, like, because we were really young when we lived there, so she wouldn't tell us about it at the time. But later in life, we were like, did you ever have any crazy, like, people staying in the rooms? Did people ever fuck these rooms up? And she told me this story. She said one time this couple came to stay at the hotel and they were so put together and nice. They were like today's standard of, the Prius couple. That was what it was, but this was the 90s. And she said they were like very, very sweet and nice and they looked like professionals, they looked like they worked in an office or something, and they rented a room for the night. And then the next day when she went to go clean their room, the bed was 100% made and tucked in, like nobody slept in it. Like the room looked like no one stayed in it. So my mom was like walking around and she's like, well, whatever. You got to strip it no matter what. Regardless of what the room looks like, if someone stayed in it, you got to strip it. So she goes to like clean the bathroom and everything, and then she goes to strip the bed, and I shit you not, these people took a monstrous like 5-pound dump in the middle of the very center of the bed and then made the bed over it and just left it. Similar. But like, what the fuck? I don't remember what she said she did with it. I don't think I asked. I don't remember. But gross. And now later in life, we learn that those reactions are symptoms of OCD. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have OCD. You do. Shut up. Sorry, sometimes my camera just points over at things that make me super guilty out of nowhere. I had to correct it. My niece does that. She'll do something wrong and immediately go sorry, and then we'll have to still tell her off, and she'll immediately burst into tears and say, "But I said I was sorry." Yeah, it's weird. Sarah would do it all the time. We're like, I've told you guys, my brothers used to beat the shit out of us. So what Sarah would do, she was the youngest of 8 of us, the literal youngest. What she would do is if any of us looked at her, she would fall over and cry before anybody touched her. That was her new defense mechanism. It was great. So then my mom would come in and be like, "What the fuck? Who touched Sarah?" And we'd be like, "Actually, nobody. We don't know what happened." But we'd get in trouble. You little fuck. I'm just kidding. Sarah and I are besties now. We had to join forces. Don't be mad before saying things, and then I wouldn't be allowed to be mad. Ew. Don't be mad? Absolutely not. I'd be like, I can't promise that. Just hose the mattress off and put it back. I'm not made of money. My mom owned the motel. Like, I don't know what she did. I have no idea. My parents literally owned it. No clue. I should ask, though. She had many stories like that. Stories where, like, she had one, it was like a band or something in Eastern Washington. I have no idea where they're crossing Eastern Washington. But they puked on puked shit and piss on every surface possible in this hotel room. That was one of her stories. I remember she told me. That was wild. I think she literally just hosed it out. Hello, Ryan. How are you, love? I'm not mom, just disappointed. Oh my God, I hate the disappointed. I never got my mom never did the disappointment. My mom's only thing she would do is the silent treatment to us. Like if we were being little brats or pissy, or if she was just pissed at us for some reason, she would do silent treatment. She wouldn't even acknowledge you. Like no kiss goodnight to bed, nothing. And the only way to break it was to get her to laugh. That was the only way. Like you couldn't say you were sorry. You couldn't like make it up in any way, no matter what you did. But if we got her to laugh, she'd just like forget she was doing this. So that's what we would do. We all became funny. Rod just gifted a sub to my tattoo artist. And my sisters, actually. Ryan, my little sister's in chat too. Sarah, Ryan Weebush is our tattoo artist, by the way. If you were wondering, you were like, wow, that name looks really familiar. That's actually him. Ryan, how are you, love? Thank you for gifting a sub to Ryan. Rod. The silent bullshit is exactly what it is. It's bullshit. That's what children do. Which is what I say to my mom now if she tries it. But when I was a kid, you know, when you're a kid, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Sick wife? No. Is she okay? Like, not like she just got a little sick. Oh my God, Melody, I'm so excited. What are you going to get? Do you have any idea yet? That's what I did when my mom says, don't get mad. I say, I'm just disappointed. Oh my God. Sarah, maybe you remember where we got this from. I have no idea. But my siblings, my sister, Sarah and I, and Joshua and Katrina and everybody, we started doing this thing at some point in our childhood where we would, instead of, you know, actually apologizing, we would say, I apologize. We wouldn't be like, okay, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. I'd look my mom right in the eye and just be like, I apologize. Because, like, it would, like, fucking paralyze them. They can't be mad, but it was obviously quite a bitchy thing to say. And we would also refer to them as the parental units, or the units. But I don't know where it came from or why we started doing that. You have, like, your own culture when you grow up with a lot of siblings. You get, like, we had a weird language and shit. Don't get mad, but go fuck yourself in a bag of garbage. And don't get mad. Don't be mad, but your dad's not your dad. I'm really thankful my mom has never done that. Ever. She just straight up comes out with it. I mean, we still definitely do it, but I think when we were younger, I mean, I remember Dad, like, turning purple because I would look at Mom and just be like, I apologize. And Dad, our dad, our dad's not really the disciplinarian. He's like the background disciplinarian. He's the one that, like, talks to my mom in the background, then Mom will come out and be like, I've changed your grounding, you know. He would never say anything, but he would turn purple if we, you know, were mean to my mom at all. And that would I just remember seeing him so mad. And it felt so good. It was so disgusting. Hi, Greg.
What up, bitch? How you doing, lover? Oh my God, that's a year.
That's a 12-month resub, motherfucker. First off,
did you take your joy today?
Also, hail Satan.
Never forget to take your joy, and I guarantee your day will go as smooth as velvet.
Thank you. Thank you for the resub. Ooh, the popular use of parental units came from the old Conehead sketches on Saturday Night Live in the 70s. Okay, I wasn't alive in the 70s, but I did watch the Conehead movies. Maybe that's where. Did they do it in the movies too? I haven't seen them in years, but I definitely watched them. Because that might have been where we got it. I was born in 88. I'm one of those mythical millennials everyone talks about with all the avocado toast and stuff. Coneheads are fantastic. I can't. Their butts make me cry laughing to this day. Oh, is it, Rod? Is that good or bad? We're all tripled, but still, I'm negative every day and feel great. Thank fuck. Man, I'm sure your woman's scared about it too, though. Anybody that has, like, bad asthma or anything like that you just gotta be careful because people are stupid. Seriously, I think I've seen it, like, way later in life, but I don't know. There's a fucking fly in here. Where's my jumping spider when I need him? Did they? Okay, perfect. That's probably where we got it then. Because we didn't have, like, TV or cable for a really long time as kids, but we had movies. We had a lot of movies. Like, so many movies. You guys know that. We had a lot of VHS. And when my stepdad moved in with all my brothers, we just got a whole new library. I think Coneheads might have been in it, actually. It's been a while. I haven't seen the big spider today, but he was out yesterday. No. I don't see him yet, but it's still early. I think I was telling you guys about that last week. Like, normally spiders are nocturnal, and they don't come out during the day usually, but they'll come out, like, when it's the warmest just to warm up. So, in a couple hours, he might be out. For those of you unaware, I've had in Colorado, the jumping spiders are huge, first and foremost. They're completely harmless. They do nothing. They don't want anything to do with people. None of them have ever touched me without me, like, chasing one down, which I've done. But I have a male jumping spider in my house loose, not a pet. It just is in here. And every day I stream, it like crawls around the ceiling while I'm streaming, and I swear to you, it's as big as a quarter. Its leg span. It's huge. But I'm cool with it because flies are disgusting. Eat them. Do it. I haven't seen him today. I don't know. The first season of SNL is rough. Also, I hate the music in the first season. The only reason I ever watch the older seasons, honestly, is to see like uh it's a lot of the older comedians who I've just grown to admire and idolize before they had the courage to say whatever the fuck they want, I guess. Like George Carlin, for instance. If you watch him on SNL, he is not the same person he is in his 60s and 70s doing stand-up, or I guess 70s and 80s. He was pretty old by the time he was doing stand-up. I always forget because he's so full of life. I don't have any jumpers as pets. No, I did for a while. They're great. I love them. There's nothing about a jumper. Like if someone was like, I have a jumping spider I need to get rid of, I'd totally take it. However, they only live like max 2 years, and it's so sad. I hate it. Like it's like if you've ever owned pet rats, rats are the same. I used to have pet rats, and they are like the most fun, intelligent animal, and their max lifespan's like maybe 5 years, maybe. Usually around 3. It's heartbreaking. They are. I love them. I love jumping spiders. Like I like that I have one in my house to get to watch because they're so different. For those that aren't interested in bugs or arachnids, let me tell you something about them you don't give a fuck about. Most arachnids only have 2 body segments. They have like a thorax and an abdomen that is just connected. They don't have like a muscular control to move these parts of their body independently, except jumping spiders. Jumping spiders have a motor control of their thorax. So if you ever like watch a jumping spider and you're like, is he looking at me? He is. They are. She is. They are looking at you. Like they can quite literally turn just one part of their body and look right at you and then turn away and look at something else. They're super intelligent, amazing hunters, so cool. They're one of the coolest things ever, but they don't live very long, and that breaks my heart. Ryan, that was kind of the same for me, honestly. There's like a weird chunk of time where I did not like SNL at all. And I don't know if it's because I personally wasn't like up on current events because I was it was mostly when I was in college, like college, late high school. I didn't watch it at all. I didn't like it. Like I would try and I was like, how is this show still alive? It's so bad. But I think a lot of it was I didn't get the jokes because I didn't know popular culture at all. I wasn't keeping up on it. I was in college. So 90% of their jokes is usually making fun of politicians, pop culture, people doing stupid shit. And I'd be like, who's that? What's that? Who are they? None of it pulled off for me at all. But I've heard a lot of people have that. A lot of people, and it's always different. It's like just a chunk of SNL for some reason. But nowadays I watch it and it's gotten pretty fucking funny. There's a dude on the show who usually plays some sort of flamboyantly homosexual character. I can't remember his name. He's so fucking funny, though. He plays a flamboyantly homosexual spider, a daddy long legs in one skit, and I fucking to this day will just cry. I just cry laughing. It's so funny. They've gotten funnier. Or maybe, I don't know. To me personally, it's funnier. Especially when Chris Rock was on. Dude, I like Chris Rock in movies, but his stand-up's never been my jam either. And that's no shame on him at all. Like, no shade. Rats also have the dying from giant tumors. Oh my god, I know. Rats and it pretty much it's heartbreaking. Any species of animal that you commonly see at Petco or PetSmart has problems. I.e. leopard geckos. 90% of the time they grow a huge brain tumor and die before they're 3 years old. But it's because they've just been so fucking mass bred. It's sick. I have to hunt the black widows around here. Oh, dude, we have a lot of black widows around here. They get all over my 59 International. Ugh. I go out at night with a stick and sandals. I own 2 black widows. One is from Australia. One is from my yard. But if I find one on my house or my yard, I won't kill them, but I get them away from my house. I know for a fact a black widow bite is not a fatal thing. If you can get to a hospital within an hour, you're going to be fine. However, it can hurt. It's one of the most painful things you'll ever experience. And my biggest fear is that, like, my dogs will brush up on the house, get a black widow in their fur, and get bit, or bring it in the house, roll in our bed, and we'll get bit. Like, there's just so many ways that, because spiders, I don't want to say they're intelligent, but they have enough instinctual knowledge to know that there is no spider in the world with enough venom in its body to take something us size down. So to get a black widow to bite you or get any spider to actually physically try to bite you, you basically have to sit on one or attempt to squish it or kill it or stick your finger in its face and push, like, because venom takes energy to make. They know this, like, intrinsically, you know. It's not like they're thinking about thinking, but they know these things. And those are my fears, and I find them on the side of my house all the time, black widows, but they're everywhere, I think. I think in North America, I think there isn't a corner of North America that doesn't have black widows. We literally have like a northwestern black widow species that's just everywhere. I've never been bit by one. I've always seen them everywhere. I've never had one touching me my entire life, though. Like, they are not aggressive spiders. There's some good skits here and there, but mostly just nonsense. Yeah, it was just nonsense, or it was like overly dumb. Like, sometimes why are you, wait, what? Psycho. That, you mean the transgender spider in hell? I listen to that song all the time, and Zach fucking hates it. Little rats make me so sad, and I love them so much, Lady Emma. I feel your heart. My heart is with your heart right now. My heart. So many hearts. There's way too many, exactly. Like, there's too many black widows. There's too many. And the chance of rolling over on one is high. They're in Seattle. Oh, I used to find them in my Nana's garage all the time. So if you want to find a black widows like to be someplace they are not going to be disturbed. So they're never going to be anywhere where there's high winds. They're going to be somewhere dark, cold, stagnant. Usually like in a corner of your garage behind a shovel you haven't touched in 50 years. Like, they're going to have a web there. And the reason is their webs are pretty chaotic. They don't make like a nice spiral web. They don't make a funnel. They just make kind of like a matrix of hellscape in a corner. And so anything that steps in is going to get tangled. The coolest thing about black widows is the way they hunt. I own two, so I get to watch them hunt all the time. They actually, like, when something gets caught in their web, before biting, before doing anything aggressive, they actually squirt. I don't know what the fuck they do. They shoot a very special web out of their spinnerets that is 10 times thicker than the normal webbing, and it's got gooey droplets all along it, like moist droplets that are insanely sticky, and they like squirt shit that at the bug. The bug freaks out because it's been sprayed with something and freaks out even more, and the bug essentially cocoons itself in the webbing. And the black widow just chills until the bug is so exhausted it doesn't have any oomph left, and then goes over and gives it a little, and then waits for it to die and eats it. It's pretty wild to watch compared to like a tarantula or something. Tarantulas are just like, "Hi-ka!" They don't have webs to wait for. TV politics, probably that too, yeah. I think ferrets are another one that, and it's simply because like the first people to regularly breed and sell them were like Petco and PetSmart. And they just mass breed and inbreed, and you guys know, it's so sad. Hello, Mickey. How are you, love? Yeah, it's like a sundew plant. Yes, if you're familiar with carnivorous plants, if you know what a sundew plant is, it's the one, it's basically, it looks like a little finger sticking up, but the whole thing is covered in little gooey, looks like little teardrops, honestly, little gooey spines of teardrops. And it's not painful at all. It's meant for bugs to get stuck. And that's what the black widow can do and does when something actually gets trapped in its web. Because black widows, I mean, if you actually look at one, the anatomy, they are 99.9% ass. Seriously. And if you guys have been in my channel for any amount of time, you have heard me tell you how fucking delicate black widows are. I mean, not black widows, the ass of a spider. It's like wet tissue paper. Seriously. This is why I don't encourage anybody to ever hold your tarantulas, because 3-inch drop and their abdomen bursts and they're dead. You do not save that. That is a dead tarantula now. Same with spiders. And they're aware of this. Like, they're aware that the biggest part of their body that's got a big old red mark on it is very vulnerable. So they've developed a way to exhaust their prey so they don't even have to go near it. I mean, literally, it's like lazy hunting. It's amazing to watch. They don't have to do any work because they're so vulnerable. Like, a cricket leg could pop their ass if they got too close and it kicked them. You know what I'm saying? Did you just shit on me? Ah! Seriously, that's literally what they do. I've watched it. It's so weird to watch, but it's cool. I think honestly, Washington does have a little bit of everything. Washington State, I'm talking, not DC. I've lived both. I know it's confusing. Is such a weird state in that it's got like every climate. Like it's got every biome. They have a rainforest, they have a tundra, they have a desert, they have everything. So I feel like everything is there. They're just ass, 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 ass. They are. They're all ass. I mean, I can't see the thorax of my black widows. That's how small it is. You can't even see the fangs. They're so small. Every bit of their face and everything is so microscopic, you'd need a magnifying glass to see any of it. I've seen a wolf spider with its babies. Oh my god, those are so fucking creepy. Harmless, which I know, but swarms of tiny bugs have always creeped me out. Like even a spider nest, when it bursts and all the babies come out, I don't want to be near it. I don't want to be anywhere near it. Like I think they're gonna crawl in my hair and nest there or something. Anything like that is, I respect it, cute. I'm gonna get away. Spiders definitely have. I have dogs all around me. Spiders have lots of personality. Much more charisma, however. Much more charisma. Hello, Berserker. How are you, love? The only thing Washington State doesn't have is a suitable biome for human living. Word on that, though. Word. There's a reason there's all those bugs and animals. Hello, Seon again. How are you, love? Hello, nurse. What was that from? Was that Simpsons or Family? What was that from? I can hear it in my head, but I cannot, for some reason, pull what the reference is for Hello, Nurse. What the fuck is that from? Animaniacs. Jesus fuck. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you. That was a brain fart. I hate when that happens. Andy started bug hunting. She's killed several ants and one spider. Cute. I was a bug hunter. I was such a fucking bug hunter as a kid. Oh my god. My mom could go on probably for 50 years about how annoying I was as a child. Because I would go outside, and if there was a rock or a stick or a piece of wood or anything, I would flip it over. And not put it back ever, because I was a child. Flip it over and look for bugs. Every single one. So if my mom tried to, like, landscape... I'd fuck it. Not on purpose. Like, I wasn't like, Mom, landscape, let's do it. I'd just be like, oh, look at all those beautiful flat rocks that are going to be easy to flip over. My whole life. I still do this. I say it's when I was a child. I'm still doing that. I love bugs. I just like the small world. And it's not like I'm touching any of it or, like, sticking my hand in and grabbing spiders. I just want to look. It's like when you flip a rock, it's similar to, like, a tide pool at the ocean. You get to see, like, this micro world for a second. What we do every night, Pinky. God, I haven't seen that in such a long time. I think Zach got to interview the Animaniacs people, the actors, though, and he said they're some of the coolest people he's ever met in his life. Ooh, what kind of edibles? I know, Ryan. You really shouldn't smoke anything. I mean, you can barely breathe. Let's be real. Like air. So, you know what I just thought about? If you ever come to Colorado, you're going to have a time. It's hard to breathe here for us people without the asthmas. It's like, have you been to Denver before? I don't know if you have. I was the rock collector kid, and I always wanted to play with the dirt and make little potions. I collected seashells and stuff. Oh yeah, I love that. I would make little altars of it. Oh, for sure, I was the same. Yeah, I still I collect them now, but I don't really like sit around and make altars anymore. I just put them on my windowsill and admire. Ever had a black widow bite a stick you stuck in its web? No. No, because all my black widows, like, they take so long to actually bite their prey because of that weird web spit nonsense. I usually am not around for the bite. Like, I usually walk away because I'm bored. And I have, like, a lot of spiders to feed. I did see a picture of a black widow literally, like, feeding on a snake that got caught in its web one time, though. That was pretty wild. Just cookies. They're like dry biscuits. They're lovely in the morning. Had one last night, just 10 milligrams. Ooh, that's really nice, though. When you can get a low dose that hits you, like, on that perfect level, that's the shit. Oh, my God. We have fires already. Did you know that? It's crazy. It's like I didn't even get a minute of summer before the or the sky was filled with fire smoke. Seriously. Last time I was there, it was a little bit like being on nitrous and the womp womp womp. Dude, it's wild. I mean, I was thinking about that like when I drove here from Maryland. And so probably driving versus flying, you probably like adjust to that the increase or the decrease in oxygen, whatever, as you go up. It's probably a little less drastic than an airplane, I would assume. I really don't know. But I remember when we got here, Eliza and I, the drive was what, like, I think it was total like 23 hours or something like that. And we stopped at a gas station and like closed our eyes for 15 minutes. It felt like, I don't even know if we slept. And so we didn't have weed or anything. We didn't smoke the whole time. And when we got here, Zach got us weed, and I have never been more high in my life. And I thought it was the weed, but it was the fucking altitude. I didn't even think about it. Like, in case you guys aren't total nerds about oxygen, normal breathing air is about 21% oxygen. That's like the ideal amount of oxygen that the air we're breathing is. More than that, and it becomes a drug, and you get fucked up, you get high and die. And less than that, you know, we struggle. And I think up here it's around 19%, which 2% doesn't sound like a lot. But let me tell you, if you're in the hospital with a nasal cannula, I'm weaning you down by 0.00 to 2 decimal points on that nasal cannula. Like I'm going 4 liters to 3.8 liters to 3.6. That's a lot. Like it actually makes a huge difference. And it takes a while to get used to, but I've been told, Scott told me that once I go to like the normal places again, it's been COVID, so I'm stuck here. I'm going to feel like a superhero because it's so much oxygen. It's hard to find consistency though. I found this in the chocolate up here. Sometimes nothing. Oh, that's my biggest bitch and why I really don't waste money a lot of the time. Viata, welcome home. Shall we cheers? I don't waste my money or time usually on edibles. I got some for $4.20 from a brand I know works because it's so hit or miss. I mean, really, I'm exactly the same. I've eaten a 250 milligram chocolate bar and felt nothing. I've had a 2.5 milligram microdose and been sent to space. None of it makes sense. Shall we cheers, motherfuckers? 24, dude, I can't even imagine. I would not. It's actually, it's one of those things. I don't know if you guys are like this. If I miss a question on a test, I will remember that question for the rest of my life. Like, I'll be on my deathbed talking about this question. Cheers first. She could barely swallow water. The fuck? Really? Yeah, coast air is the best because you're getting ocean air. Stagnant air is the worst. It's very windy in Colorado, if you were wondering. You can't be wondering. It blows my fence over. So when you do any medical degree at all, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure it's like anything, nursing, respiratory, anything. You not only have to graduate college, you then have to go and take a whole bunch of extra tests that have nothing to do with the school you went to that the government supplies, or your state government sometimes, depending on what you're doing. Respiratory therapist, for one instance, I have to get licensed in every different state I want to work in. I don't know if it's the same for nurses. I think so. Unless you're a traveler, you get special permissions if you're a traveling nurse, but you have to. So basically, if I want to move to a new state and work there, I have to go take some more tests. And they are these standardized government tests that give you your license. Like, you can graduate school with a doctorate and not be able to practice medicine if you can't pass these state boards. And the state boards are not the same as what you learn in school. It's horrible. And one of the very first questions, I'll never forget it, on this fucking state board test was, it was like, patient presents with blah, 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 some fucking diatribe, what the patient presents with. And then it said, what is the first drug you administer to this patient? And the problem with these fucking clinical questions is never in my life would I walk into a patient's room and immediately just start administering drugs. Like, who the fuck would? There are things we do first, like tests, listening to their lungs, whatever. But these questions don't put that part in there. So you basically just have to tell yourself, like, assume you did everything right first. Ignore the question. And it said, what is the very first drug? I think it actually said, what is the first pharmaceutical drug you administer to this patient? And it listed all these different drugs like albuterol, Combivent, blah, 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 and oxygen. And the answer is fucking oxygen. But who the fuck picks oxygen? It's apparently the number one most missed question on this stupid fucking test. Is it the same for nurses? Thank you, Bert. I never want to say, like, I know nursing and respiratory, we are like theoretically so fucking similar. We're basically the same thing when it comes to licensing and shit like that. It's that last couple years that you guys go pharmaceuticals and we go ventilator, and you guys get really smart and we just become killers. It's wild. It reminds me of the movie The Giver, or the book, excuse me. I've never seen the movie. I don't know why I said that. The movie The Giver. That's what it reminds me of. Thank you, Pendragon. You like my pigtails? My hair's at such a fucking weird, awkward length right now, and I just can't be troubled to find someone to cut it. Ooh, I had no solid food since 9 a.m. yesterday. So when they let me leave, we went for late lunch. Ooh, what'd you eat? Was it delicious? Yes, Ryan, absolutely. We were actually talking about that earlier. So this is really cool. This is actually really pertinent. If anybody's curious about weed, Ryan, we were just talking about this earlier. So, you know, back in the day, like theoretically with marijuana, there was indica and sativa. And if you smoked indica, you'd be in the couch and you'd be like laid out and all lazy and shit. And if you smoked sativa, theoretically, you'd have a little pep in your step and you wouldn't get that sleepy part. That the only thing that was doing that was the amount of CBD in the plant. And historically, the natural form of indica plants tend to have a lot more mature CBD in them, and sativa plants don't have as much CBD in them. Nowadays, however, we have effectively bred all the CBD out of all plants. So you basically buy, when you buy weed, I mean, I'll show you. It's the same everywhere. I'm in Colorado, but it's the same where you are. When you buy any pot, it's going to have a big old sticker either on the bottom or the top that looks just like this. And it says total THC, total CBD, ND. And it doesn't matter if it's a sativa or an indica anymore. None of that matters. We've bred it out. But the cool thing is now they have strains of pot that are just CBD. So if you want CBD, you can literally just go buy an entire ounce of bud that is no THC, literally zero or like 0.00000 whatever THC. The masters have cultivated weed down to such a finite science for people's specific needs because it is medicinal to the vast majority of users, whether or not we want to think of it that way. It really is. But absolutely, there's a ton out there nowadays. Like my dispensary literally has, what is it called? It's called the strain that they carry most often that's just CBD. It's called Quarantine Kush. I love the name. Terpene profiles and whether it's sativa or indica can vary wildly, even between a single strain. Absolutely. I mean, it's kind of all over the place, but it's very nice that they have weed that is just CBD. Or like Mel was saying earlier, was it Mel? Melly, are you still here, honey boo boo? He was saying he literally just grew a strain that was a 30-to-1, meaning it was 30 CBD to 1 THC, so no THC at all. And he said it's really nice. He smokes it, gets super chilled out, and there is no high. And that's probably the thing I think that scares most people about trying CBD is they're scared they're still going to have some sort of cerebral effect. I'm here to inform you, there is exactly zero cerebral effect with CBD. I've tried it. I've done it a ton. Like nothing. Nothing at all. They couldn't sell it as wildly and freely as they do if it had something like that in it that was going to make it even a little. Like there's nothing cerebral. So some people get a little pissed off because they take CBD and they're like, I don't feel anything. You're not supposed to. Like, it's not the same shit. So don't be afraid of it, but I do suggest getting it from a reputable pot shop just because you know what you're getting is real. Don't eat shit from a fucking gas station or whatever. Hi, Fairy Wings, my love. How are you? My anesthesiologist tried to tell me smoking weed was bad for my lungs and to switch to edibles, and I had to sit there and play nice so he didn't kill me by getting his math wrong. Oh, bless him. Your anesthesiologist was saying that? I'm lost on that one. I love you, Slurm. Be safe. Don't let strangers cough on you and wash your hands and stretch your dick and all the good things. If you're bored later, we'll be here hanging. Catalina, and you know what? I think that's awesome that you know that. I think another thing that gives a lot of people, a lot of weed a bad name is there are a lot of like gatekeeping potheads out there. And it's like, I think they have a good purpose in their heart. Their heart is wanting everyone to just accept that weed is not harmful, but the way they go about it is kind of like a really aggressive vegan. Like, it's not just a conversation, it's them trying to convince you it's the only way to live. And I firmly believe some people are not going to like pot. Like, ever. No matter what form you try it, you're probably not going to like pot. That sucks. But forcing it on you is not going to fix shit. Like, the fuck? That's like alcohol. It's like, you guys know I don't like to drink and I don't like being drunk. I don't like the buzz. Never do. Every once in a while I have a beer with a meal because it tastes good, but that's it. And that'd be like someone coming up to me and be like, you just haven't drank it right. You just haven't drank it at the right rate. You haven't had it in the right cup yet. You haven't had the right percent yet. Or from the right country yet. Like, imagine how fucking idiotic that would sound. Weed is weed is weed is weed. You get stoned. Cerebrally. So if you try and you don't like it, don't let people force it on you. Are you an RT? Because I have access to a really good one and I'm telling, oh my God, did you say that? Oh my God, I would have died. If an RT was in the room, I would have loved to see their face. I love that shit. Oh my God, it's the best. Oh, I love you so much. Did they have any retort to come back? I'm not saying an anesthesiologist is an idiot, by the way. They're paid like billions of dollars because the likelihood of them killing you is very high. They're usually nurses who like go to extra schooling for this. Like, it's kind of like an RT learning ECMO. We go to extra schooling to do ECMO, but we're still an RT. It just gets us more money. But like I would never speak out of my scope of practice. You know what I'm saying? I know hearts, I know lungs, I know blood. I know all that shit real well, but I'm not going to sit there and pretend to tell you I know how an IV pole works. If you guys have seen IV poles these days, what? I ain't like the only time I'd ever touch an IV pole, which again, I'm not supposed to, is if a nurse was literally within 3 inches of me, like with their finger pointing the exact thing. And I'd be like, this one? Yeah, that one. You mean this one? Yeah, that one. This one? That one. As I got closer and closer, put my finger on it. This one? Because that is not my scope. Like, fuck off. Honestly, most people I've ever worked with, they're more than welcome, more than happy to be like, I don't know. That's not what I went to school for. Let me grab your RT. Or me, like, I'll go grab your nurse real quick. I'm not going to lie to somebody. That's just fucking poison. There's a difference between the experience of taking the weed and the experience of the effects of the weed. If someone says they don't like the effect of weed after trying it, the combo's over, let it be. I 100% agree. But I've seen people, like, I don't know, it's like trying to convince someone to like Brussels sprouts. Oh, you just haven't cooked them right. It's not the same. Like, I firmly believe if you boil a Brussels sprout, it tastes like vomit. If you cut them in half, sprinkle them with olive oil, salt, and pepper, and roast them in the oven, heaven. That's not weed, though. Like, you're going to get high. You're going to get the same, like, overall, the same cerebral feeling. If you don't like it, don't let anybody feel like you. Don't let anybody pressure you to feel like, well, there's some mystical way for you to like it. Like, that's not fair to you. No one goes through hell to like weed. What? The things I've done to get to this point. Oh, God. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on chat. It went fast. I saw LZT. Hello, LZT, my love. See, I've never done Delta 8, Alan. I kind of want to try it just to see. Just so I can, because people ask me about it a lot, and I've just never tried it. I drank and have drank distilled water for like 20 plus years. So when I say that, I get a lot of comments, to say the least. Why? Dose, dude. I mean, I've seen some of the best nurses in the world almost fuck up, which means I am inevitably absolutely going to fuck something up if it is outside of my practice. So why the fuck would I ever test that? We were kind of talking about this the other day in chat. We were talking about like, some people will get pissy because like pretty much every patient room has like 2 to 3 computers in it. At this point, it's kind of crazy how many computers. Like, one's on the wall for charting, one's on the other side for an aide or another nurse or doctor to sit at and look at charts and stuff like that. And fucking Chad, did you just do it again? Why? We will look up disease processes. Like if I have a computer in the room with internet, I'm sorry, that feels like there's a fuzz on my face. With a computer in the room and you have an interesting disease process that I'm not familiar with, of course I'm going to look it up and read some scholarly articles on it. But some patients will file that like a report. Like I had an idiot nurse slash doctor slash RT because they had to Google my symptoms or something like the terminology is not correct, whatever they use. And we were talking about this in the chat the other day. I would in forever, I would much rather my doctor do extra research on my disease process than blindly rely on his human memory and or recall ability to help me when I'm in a dire situation. Like, what the fuck? This is my poodle. She's very needy. We'll take a break in a minute, okay? Okay? Not right now. Just not right now. It's fine. She's a poodle and she's just so needy. Me too, Fairy, 100%. Like, I mean, I don't think I need to tell any of you how fallible human memory is. Jesus fuck. People think you can't drink distilled water, so I have to explain it's pure H2O and get into the whole thing about what. Oh god. I mean, are those the same people that think we're breathing 100% oxygen though? I feel like maybe. She's just sensually licking my hand now. That's what's happening. I need to hydrate. I just can't yet because of this. I see you. I will do it. It's right there. But, you know, there's a 75-pound poodle over my shoulder with her giant... Look at these feet. And they're so close to my very expensive earbuds. I just have to be gentle. I have to be careful because these, while big and smart, are so dumb. Hence all the marks and scratches all over me all the time. I know, she's a love. She is a snuggle bug. I wake up almost every morning spooning her in bed because she crawls in at some point while I'm sleeping. She's very sly. And the lack of the high is kind of how I like smoking Delta 8. You don't really get high mentally, but you get very relaxed. And that's honestly, like, that's kind of what I aim to accomplish when I nurse a bowl sometimes. Like when I'm not streaming and I'm just chilling, just feeling kind of, you know, that extra itchiness, like your skin's a little crawly because of the anxiety. Like it's just enough to take the edge off, but not enough to like make your brain slower or anything. My ex-roomie's cat would literally crawl across my chest and groom himself on my beard. So, oh my god, cute. If I'm laying down on the couch or something reading a book and I don't pay her attention, she will just crawl up and lay on my face. Like cats. I call it the squirrel curl. She does like that spiral. She'll just lay on your face. Like, oh, you didn't notice I was here? Now you will. Very needy, but so I wouldn't. I mean, I love my dogs. Come on. Dude, anime, their skulls are just astounding. They have bashed me a few times. You know that. If you didn't know that. Poodles have bowling ball skulls. They're quite incredible. They can literally like death wall each other, and I hear like that sound, and they just go about their day. They run into shit like, oh god. But every once in a while, it's your own head they run into, and ow. I don't know how they just frolic off from that. They're wonderful dogs. They're just really needy. You go potty. And then that's my boy. This is my boy, Trickster. This is my boy. Hi, Bubba. No, Bill. Bill, you had a turn. Had a turn, ma'am. Boy. You's a boy. He's so much bigger than her. It's so weird. Like, if you guys don't remember because they were only look at, she just came, stop it. I have my legs crossed and she just came up, but anybody want a fucking poodle? Oh my lord. Witch in the Resistance, my love, how are you? I love you. Well, I was gonna say it was weird just simply because I remember when we got them, he was the run to the litter. And he was, stop, Bill. Hold up. He was exceptionally smaller than her, like in all ways. His face was very petite and everything about him was very petite. And in the last like 6 months, he's gotten 10 pounds on her and he's just a barrel. Like he is muscle. His whole body is just, whereas she's like skin, like loose skin. She feels like someone who's lost a lot of weight and has a lot of skin to fill out, and he has just turned into a fucking barrel. And you can really feel it if they like cuddle you at night. They'll crawl on my chest. I can't breathe if he does it now. He's so much bigger. And we open feed them. Like they just graze. They barely eat anything. But he's getting so big. Should we take a break? Yeah. My coffee's gone and I need a beverage. I need to hydrate. Oh my God, Catalina, I almost forgot. Got it. I think we're doing well. I was kind of like, I don't know if you guys have this. I kind of have like, I get paralyzed if I'm waiting for something that I'm like dependent on for. So like, my fence is very old and my dogs have been like knocking it down slowly. So I've been trying to get a hold of these fence people to come check out the fence and then replace it. And I waited like 4 hours this morning for them to call me and they didn't call me. But like, I can't do anything until they call me. Nothing actual of any value because I can't think. I'm just so hyper aware of what is going to happen, the appointment, whatever the fuck it is. So I just pace. I literally walked in circles because I couldn't do anything. I can't put it any other way other than I can't do anything. And it's the worst. All right, let's take a break with these silly poods. If you are unfamiliar with my poods, this one is Lilith. I call her Billith because she's kind of a bozo. A dozo? She's a bozo. Here she goes. And the other one is Trick. That's my baby boy. However, they are from the same litter. Same parents. Same parents and same litter. And they're just huge and needy, snuggly little motherfuckers. Let's take a break, yeah? Will I take a break? You want to take a break? Such a good girl. They're so good. All right. I will be back in a few minutes. Stretch your dicks, wash your hands, pee after all self-loving and sex always. And, you know, just in general because gross. And I'll be back in a few minutes. Load a bowl and get a beverage. I love you. Be good. Or don't. The positive thing to shutting your hand in a door and severely snapping an entire end of your fingernail off to the skin is you have one finger that makes it way easier to open a can of Monster. Just one. What up? Did anybody watch any of the fucking Marjorie shit? It's pretty humorous. I mean, gross because she smiles too much and I hate it. But pretty funny other than that. Welcome back. I'm glad I'm not the only one that is completely paralyzed by plans, which is why I love when people cancel plans. Nobody understands that. It's not that I don't want to hang out. It's just that when you cancel plans, it means the next 24 hours, I can function. You know what I'm saying? They're the worst. I still have a little bit of a bowl to smoke. Shall we cheers? It's nobody's 420. Same, Crispy. I feel that. Spiritually. Dude, I mean, it's just the sheer amount of times that they were like, did you say this? No. Please pull evidence number. Recording if we're saying the thing. Oh, yeah, I did. Did you say this? No, I don't remember. Please pull evidence, blah, blah. Play as evidence, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, okay. Like, regardless of what she did, would you vote for someone that comes across maybe that they were dropped recently? Because maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. I was dropped. I don't want to run for politics. Hello, Ghost. How are you, love? Do you like hold on. I don't know who's on the back. Let me guess. It is. I think this one has Papa Neil on the back. Let's see. I'm guessing. Hell, well, is it? Yeah. Yeah. Ha. I have a lot of sweat hoodies. I never know. This one's so dumb though. This is a men's medium. Can I just show you how much it doesn't fit me? This is a men's medium. What? Look at the sleeves though. It's like I'm in a youth large or something. What the fuck? What is this? I feel bad for any medium men who bought this at the concert, to be honest, because what the fuck? I'm 6 feet tall, just for reference. I mean, obviously, it's going to be a little short, but come on. Come on. I can get a medium hoodie literally anywhere else, and it's oversized on me, and it's perfect. I'm actually mostly legs. You'd be shocked. My legs, like, I measured it one day. I don't remember why. Oh, I was getting a tattoo designed. So I literally took like a measuring tape and like I measured from my ass crack to the floor, and then I measured from my ass crack to the tops of my shoulders, and my legs are literally almost exactly twice as long as my torso. It's pretty wild. I'm just tall. I'm just long. Nothing. But what? Come on. It's very annoying. And that's the problem. Like, I usually go up in size seriously because I'm just trying to get length on anything. But I think it's a conspiracy. Clothes don't gain length, they just get wider. And that's great if you're short and wide. But if you're just long and tall like a Gumby, what the fuck? Come on. Ty, how are you, love? I kind of stretched. I'll stretch again. Shall we? Sammy, how are you? Oh my god, anime. Thank you very much for resubbing the class, keeping the class alive, and giving a fucking anus swings with that prime sub.
Bezos makes $8 million a minute.
Don't forget to use your prime sub somewhere. Doesn't have to be here, just like fucking anywhere, please. Thank you, love. Go get your pills. Oh my god, go get your joy, girl.
Did you take your joy today? Never forget to take your joy, and I guarantee your day will go as smooth as velvet.
Oh, it's a men's. I joked about it because I bought it at the concert I went to. I've only been to Seacoast once because they don't tour the U.S. very often, unfortunately. But I was with my friend Ginny, and he got a hoodie that was like an XL men's, and I think he ended up giving it to me because it was so ridiculously small, and I just don't know. Like, it'd be one thing, but this is a Swedish band, and as far as I'm aware of, my body fits the Swedish body pretty well, like the very tall. So none of this makes sense. I don't know. I still wear it all the time. It's just like it's now become a mini hoodie, one of those ones that hits you in the middle. Like what the fuck? It makes me feel like I'm even more giant than I am. You know what I mean? I get it. Like if you're like over 6 foot, like everything makes you feel bigger than you are. I guarantee all of us have a hang up. Oh my god, my spine popped and it made a burp come out. That was incredible. What?
Hail Satan, motherfuckers. And yourself. Duh. But also.
Did you take your joy today? Never forget to take your joy, and I guarantee your day will go as smooth as velvet.
Cheers. Alan, I believe it. The only place I can find jeans that fit me are like Buckle. If you're unfamiliar with Buckle, you are living a great life. But in the US at least, there is no big and tall for women. There is like stores that claim they have tall things, but you can only buy them online. You can't try them on first, and it's fantastic. However, there's this crazy place called Buckle, and they carry basically just like super high-end denim, high-end jeans, like $100 minimum a pair. However, they have every fucking size. So I, for instance, wear a 29-35. Where are you going to find that shit? like any fucking place in this world ever. So when I had to wear jeans, that's where I would get them, and I would like like wash them by hand and hang dry them because they were just dumb expensive. But it was the only place I could get anything. And I mean, even if I bought slightly cheaper jeans, I'd have to go get them tailored. It would end up costing the same. It was dumb. So now I just live in leggings. Stretch material for life. Love it. What's really weird is technically, literally across the street from this wall behind me is Denver proper. And then I am unincorporated. I'm like 10 minutes out of the city. I'm really close. But I'm not technically. Like, I can put multiple cities on my address. It's really weird. No, everybody calls me CK. I kind of adopted. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I totally okayed the CK and like adopted it myself simply because I have so many friends who just coincidentally like run in the same circles of, RP shows that I've done before and stuff like that who are literally named either Classy something or Katie something. So many that I don't think any of us actually go by Classy or Katie. Like, I don't think any of us got it. Like, for instance, there's Katie Peters Plays, KPP. Classy Pax, Pax. ClassyKatie, CK. I don't know what happened. I'm cool with it, though, honestly. Like, I'm not classy in any way, shape, or form. And I'm like the 27th Catherine in my family. There's nothing unique about my name. And if you didn't know about Saint Catherine, I'm a recovering Catholic. She proclaimed to suck pus and putrid infection from wounds, as well as eating your vomit. And she claimed that she was proposed to by Jesus with Jesus' own foreskin, which she wore around her finger on her ring finger. That's St. Catherine for you in a nutshell. So, I'm cool with CK. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I used to, CKY might be, I think the CKY was the first concert I ever went to without my parents. Like, out with my friends. Is my bowl smoking itself? Oh, I loaded it again. It might have been a little bit. Sometimes, like, I'll just top it to make it stop smoking itself. Like, if I didn't fucking roast the whole bowl, Ty, dude, so here's the shit. I moved here, I'm not kidding you, the weekend of COVID shutdown. And since I've moved here, like, 30% of the businesses have died. So I can tell you the best place to buy weed, and I can tell you a few good places to eat. But other than that, man, I've been here almost 3 years, maybe 2 years. 2 years now? I don't know. Time does the weird thing during COVID anymore. And I just like I can tell you where to go if you want to see really pretty scenery, though. If you're cool with like driving 45 minutes into the mountains, holy shit, there's some gorgeous drives. Holy balls. What time of year are you coming? 33-inch inseam and penis holder jeans seem to go from 32 to 34, so either too long, too short, or too long. And there is no inseam that fits me unless I go to like buckle. If I buy denim, which I refuse to put up with anymore. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. $100 jeans can suck my ass. No offense if you love denim. Like, I get it. Put your priorities where you want them. That is not where mine are. Hello, Revolticon. How are you? Love. I almost spit a little bit. Did you really? I've never hotboxed anything in my life. Fuck yeah. I was going to say, like, right now, things are starting to bloom, but overall, Colorado looks very sad and brown. But in a month, it'll probably look a lot nicer. It'll just be prettier to look at. It's a desert. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a fucking desert. It's funny you mentioned Classy Pax as I'm searching another window for a friend's Twitch. Who happens to go by Pax? Oh, really? Classy Pax is like the yang to my yang. He's my good twin. I'm the evil twin. I don't know how. Like, no one ever says like I'm the evil twin. They're just like, that's my twin. But he is like 6'6", Canadian, and super pleasant and wonderful. I'm only 6 foot and American and not those things. But he's wonderful. We've been friends for many years now. He's an amazing human. I'm obsessed with his children. They're so cute. How are you, Lord Hybrid? I bet you're looking forward stream till Steam's summer event, more games for you to buy and never play. I actually bought a couple and we're gonna play one today. Why are you so mean to me all the time? Do you not have an outlet? Are you single? Is that what's up? I did get a couple simply because they're like $1 a piece. I tweeted about it yesterday. It's so fucking dumb looking, but I'm excited because it said it's like Frambow. This. However, I have to fix my cord because is it? Yeah, it's still not fucking. I don't know why it's not picking up. It's been doing this for a couple days. I think I just need to go unplug it, and plug it back in. But it's called Katie in Meow Land. And if you look it up on Steam, the opening like video of it is this little girl getting birthed out of a cat anus, and it makes a very moist sound. So I bought it immediately. You know, I'm giving you a hard time, Psycho. I'm just giving it back, bro. Singledom does not mean the end of the world. I honestly don't think having a significant other is like the recipe for happiness in any way, shape, or form. If anything, it's the recipe for just like fucking more shit up if you don't know what's going on. Because it's basically like inviting someone else's bullshit into your bullshit, and like you have to care about it. Otherwise, you're kind of a shitty partner. But if you already got your own shit going on, it's really hard to genuinely give a fuck about someone else's shit. I'm saying shit a lot. Amber Heard shit inside of Johnny Depp's bed. Psycho, I know I'm going to sound like such a fucking idiot when I say this, and you're going to be like, Katie, I don't want to hear it. Having a significant other doesn't help loneliness in any way, shape, or form. If anything, you feel more lonely because you realize it's doing nothing. It's the worst news I could give a friend, but it's real. Loneliness is on the inside, unfortunately. Having a significant other is the recipe for saving money on lotion and tissues, and I'm a financially responsible person. That's beautiful. I love that. Yeah, Amber Heard, like, literally shit it. I can't stop thinking about it. That's why. That's why all this poop talk is in my head. Being an adult human and, like, shitting in a bed. Disagree. Agree to disagree. Wait, on what? What happened? Help. Oh my God. I wonder if it was. Well, it was so long ago. She would have been like a little. I don't know. I think she's around my age, right? Maybe it was her parents. Maybe it's like a thing their family does. Elon fucking bought Twitter. I know. I never thought I'd see the day that someone could buy the ability to say the N word on the internet and not get in trouble for it. But here we are. White people. I mean, honestly, you guys keep me from being lonely too. Like, I would never say you don't, but it's like the conversation, things I take away from it. It's like a whole package, I guess. But I've been really lonely and been in a relationship where I like the person, but I'm still feel insanely lonely. But for me, usually it's depression. I like to be alone. Cheers. It's like Newfoundland's 420 or something. Greenland? Iceland. Greenland. Greenland, right? Yeah. Greenland. Happy that. I agree on free speech. The problem with like Trump and a lot of kind of just ill-hearted people is they take free speech as, oh, I can be mean and just hurtful and say whatever I want, and it doesn't matter how anybody feels about it. And it's like, technically you can, but that's not really what it's about. My eyes. You know? Am I off base on that one? I might be. And see, Myron, that's the thing. When you're, it's like, I thought about that too, but in terms of death. I know, super dark. I used to be in RT. We see a lot of death. But no matter what, in your last moments, everybody is alone. Like, no matter how many people are around you in the room, you're alone. You are, no one can identify with what you are going through in that moment. And I kind of like, I want to be prepared for that. As sick as that sounds. To say the N-word, to control the narrative around unionization, to do pump and dump schemes, even more blatantly sorry, I can't read today. More blatantly than before. To encourage misinformation, to spread Russian propaganda, to encourage toxic behavior from the user base, because you see it as a money-making scheme. You know billionaire things. Just billionaire things. The thing is, I think he like, it's a joke to him. That's what's gross. He's so disconnected. He, like, laughs about it. Let's all gather and wear hoodies like Mr. Robot, only more colorful. Oh my god, though. Can I be a rainbow? No, I'd be blue. I don't need another person, maybe, but it makes an excellent distraction from the noise inside my head. I feel that, spiritually. Jack, isn't it weird? Biden's thinking of running again and he's like 80-something? It's crazy. Do we not have any sane young people, or is it really just take that much money to run for president at this point? I firmly believe no one should be able to spend a penny. I think the government should give everybody running for president $1,500, and if you can win people with $1,500, you deserve it. Right, Myron? And that's, I want to be at peace. Like, I don't ever want to feel icky alone. And that took a long time for me. Like, I'm very codependent. I grew up with 8 siblings, an enormous Irish family that breeds like rabbits. I literally did not have an alone moment in my childhood. Like, period. When I went to college and my roommate left the room, that was like the first time in my life I ever felt privacy, ever. And I cherish it to this fucking day. It's so sacred to have those moments, to just like exist, I guess, without any input. In a way, I think people try to minimize and diminish what people go through just to save face. Save face of the, what do you mean? Elaborate for me. Elaborate. I'm gonna burp. Ugh. It happened. Oh, I know. It's disgusting. And most of what happens is we just end up with a shit ton more garbage. The amount of fucking little posters that get stuck in yards and just end up blown into ditches that are plastic now. Censorship and silencing people, especially if they if they dissent, are tools of tyranny. So while we need to mitigate hate, being able to speak freely is crucial. Agreed. I just think people can speak freely without using the N-word. I think you would agree. I think most people would agree. I feel like I personally can express my opinion in a way that I'm not aiming to hurt anybody. Now, if my just straight up opinion hurts you, like, that sucks. But I can't. We've kind of created a world where it's like you can't say anything that makes anyone offended, but anyone's allowed to be offended about anything. And like, there's certain topics we all agree are offensive: bigotry, racism, so on and so forth. But an opinion, if my opinion on peanut butter offends you, like, okay, congratulations to human emotion. You felt one. Hello, Mayo, my love. How are you? The US, I mean, we got to crash first. We're like burning, you know? Angel, don't be scared. I mean, I think if you think about it, I'm only 34, but there has not been a time in my conscious life where there's been like everybody's just okay. They're like, oh, we feel good. We kind of like, everybody agrees the president's pretty dope. We're not doing anything fucked up in other countries we shouldn't be up to. And that's just my 34 years. Like, I don't even know how much longer. Like, have we ever been at this, oh, this feels nice point? I don't think so. I've age doesn't bother me. Age doesn't bother me at all. It's people celebrating me that bothers me. I know. I know it's fucked up. I'm working on it. Age is just a number. I think Elon's a billionaire because wait, is the billionaire people love to hate. But part of it is that he's autistic on the spectrum and probably has low or no empathy. I feel like autistic people on the spectrum don't lack empathy. I think it's just not translated the same way. I know a lot of people with autism who are very empathetic. It's just, a little, it's different, I guess. Oh, about him. Yeah, well, I thought you meant because of the autism. My bad. So we're saying he has no empathy and has, yeah. I mean, I've said it a couple times. You've probably been here when I've said it before, Myron, but I'm still torn. Like, do you have to be an unempathetic, kind of just dehumanized uh, to become a bajillionaire? Or does this form because you became a bajillionaire? I don't know, but you don't see any bajillionaires out there really being nice people. I'm 52 and no, oh my God, the chat keeps doing that thing. I'm 52 and no, we have not had a moment of peace in my lifetime either. And that's the thing. Like, it's not that we shouldn't worry, but I wouldn't, let my life be dictated by the state of things because it's never been nice. It's getting worse, but it's never been okay. Fuck Reagan, by the way. I know Rev Jesse Jackson said, and I'm paraphrasing here, people don't resent the rich, Katie, the rich for their money. People resent the rich for their indifference to the poor. Wow, that hits deep. I don't know how I feel about that yet. I think people should be allowed to say anything they want, but if they start throwing around crazy offensive words, they should be put in an unfiltered or controversial section, like a little like a little piss box. They get their own special place where they can just cry racism. Who wants to see? Oh God. Well, I don't want to know who wants to see that shit. I don't want to know them. An interesting visual representation of wealth disparity. Ooh, the lobby. That seems like something everybody would like to see. Live in a house full of autistic people and trust me, the empathy exists there. Well, I was going to say, I watched a really cool documentary, and not that documentaries teach you everything in the world at all, but I watched a really interesting documentary just talking about autism. And one thing that was really cool is, well, cool to me. If it sounds bad, I'm sorry. I'm a little stoned and tired. It was really cool to me that children who are on the spectrum, they have this insanely strong empathetic connection to animals. It's wild. And they theorize it's because animals have no bar. Like, they have no wall up between what they're feeling and what you're getting from them. Whereas humans mask and, we change and we lie verbally but show different things on our face and stuff like that. Whereas an animal is an animal is an animal. Like, they're telling you everything with their body language. And the connection that some kids on the spectrum can, I mean, all the kids on this show did, and it was not specializing in this. It was kind of incredible. I fucking love animals more than people, though. You guys know this. Animals are incredible. Who the fuck doesn't love animals? Yeah, what utopia? I think billionaires aren't the problem. It's actually the 10% that enables the idea. Oh, no. I don't think there's any one group of people that are the problem. I think it's an ideology that's a problem. I don't think there's any. I've just never, there's a lot of people who are insanely rich who are not on TV. That's another thing I wonder. Like, what makes you want to be famously a bajillionaire versus the other bajillionaires that just sit in the background and control the government or whatever the fuck they do? What makes that happen? And is it narcissism? And do we want a narcissist? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We don't get what we want. I don't know. You don't hear about, like, right? That's what I'm thinking, Greg. Like, but there's probably good bajillionaires out there doing good things, but they're not talking to people about it. There was a really good talk, and I can't remember who did it, but they talked about doing good quietly. It was really well said. And it was comparing, like, a narcissistic charity organization owner to someone who does good quietly. And it's people that do good without having to tweet about it first, for one example. Why some people need anonymity. This verified nonsense is going to harm people. What's the verified nonsense? What do you mean? I haven't heard much about it except that he bought it. I've been here. I mean, how can we vote to abolish billionaires? I would vote to get rid of that vote. What the fuck is that? You can't abolish any group of people. People are way too intricately diverse and complicated to be like, oh, you have this amount of money in your bank account. Accountability online is impossible unless accounts are personal. And is that something that like what the fuck's him what the fuck's him? Wow. What's his name? Bezos or not Bezos. Elon Musk. Is he trying to do that? Oh, he doesn't own it yet. Still needs to go through due diligence and a shareholder vote. Interesting. What's weird is like a week ago, I'm pretty positive I saw a lot of things from the shareholders. That's big quotes because I don't know who the fuck they are or what this they is. Were adamantly, like vehemently. I love that word, but I can never say it very well. Vehemently. They were fucking like, nah, bro. All I know is that most billionaire philanthropy is generally harmful. Gates has destroyed the US school system, made it harder to get vaccines worldwide, and has caused major issues with food as well. Has he? I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Does that make me really ignorant? There's so much going on. I feel like I couldn't consciously know it all. The Saudi owners come out and told them to get fucked, and they only own 5. Oh, they only own 5% of the company. And how much do you have to own to like own the company? Isn't it just you have to own the max, like the most shares or something? Which I thought he already did. I was under the impression that meant he owned it. As someone who did, oh gosh, as someone who did a whole lot of M&A niches. What is that? Is that a word I don't know, or was it mistyped? A very high chance of crashing before it's done. You could cap assets or do a credit scheme where if you get assets past a certain amount, it sits in the government managed fund. Isn't that what taxes are supposed to technically do? Technically, if they worked. Jeff will try just gifted a sub to Kino Goal. Kino Goal.
Hail the Dank Lord, hail Satan, and hail yourself before them be consensual in all ways. Thanks, Jeff.
Did you take your joy today? Never forget to take your joy, and I guarantee your day will go as smooth as velvet.
No shit, Kino. Gates was hard push against making vaccine patents open so other countries can make their own. That's icky. He was against those. If I didn't pronounce that right, sorry, I slur sometimes. Gates was a hard push against opening the patents. So basically, Gates was like, nah, you can figure it out yourselves. Die, bitches, die. That's what money's for, to buy things. If you have an obscene amount of money, you buy bigger things. I don't think Elon will get much return on investment in buying Twitter, but I'm not doomsaying him buying it either. Let's see what he does. That's kind of me too. I'm kind of just curious to see what happens. I've honestly, like, this is the thing. Like, even if I had $1 bajillion, maybe as you slowly get to $1 bajillion, you learn how to spend that money. I don't, like, at a certain point, you have to just own all the things. Like, then what? Does it become a numbers game and you're just like watching a bank account and beating your own mental psychosis? I just don't know. I've never ever had money though. Like, not that I've failed it. I just don't try for it. Yeah, not a goal. Especially because I can't fucking travel anymore. Like, what's the point? Yeah, that is what taxes are technically. Okay, I was honestly asking. I know a shit ton about the human body, but outside of that scope of knowledge, I lived in a cave. So I really appreciate you guys being nice and teaching me this shit, not like calling me an idiot, because I don't know any of it, and I like to though. I like being. It's important to know like at least the cliff notes, know what the fuck's going on. Elon buying Twitter is like me buying a boat or a Tesla. I don't need it, and it'll probably be a bigger pain in my balls than I need, but it's my money, and if I want to waste it on a Tesla or a boat, who's to say I'm not allowed? That's what money's for. I mean, word on that, dude. There's a lot worse, horrific companies out there that own a lot of things you probably consume every day. I'm gonna cry. My housemate left me a yum nut. Hold on one second. I'm gonna cry. My housemate left me a yum nut on the kitchen table just for me because I'm not doing too well. Tell me that's not a euphemism for a fucking load of cum. Because that's what I'm gonna call it from this exact moment onward. It's now a yum nut. Sorry, I'm a child. Thanks CK in chat and Kino for trying to spread empathy, awareness, and understanding. 100%, Jeff. I think it's important, like, we don't... I strongly believe and encourage that not everybody in chat, this chat or otherwise, needs to agree on everything. However, facts are facts and news is news, and it's important to know what's going on in the world and how it affects people. You know what I mean? Like this cryptocurrency bullshit and the NFTs. I didn't give a fuck until I learned how horrific they are for the environment. And had I not at least given it a chance to try to give a little bit of a fuck, I would have never known what NFTs do to the goddamn environment, which is horrific things. And that's the kind of stuff, like, you never know if maybe you'll spark someone's imagination to research something that they really, really are passionate and give a fuck about. And you guys know me and Mother Nature like this. I scissor that bitch. No one has their shit together. You want to know the last time I saw a hospital have their shit together? Certain Twitch streamers are just driven by growth metrics. Past a certain point, it doesn't really matter anymore, but you're primed to get dopamine by seeing the number go up. Dude, that it is true crack. And honestly, I think it's at any streamer size. And this is, I'm not trying to throw shade. It's me too. I click on my dashboard. I click on the viewers, the followers, the subscribers, the sub points. So they're just little dashes. And I have not looked at them in over 2 years. And this is my theory. And I know a lot of people are way too obsessive. I'm very obsessive about numbers. That's one thing. I can't watch them because it is like, it's either crack or severe dump depression. Knowing how many people are watching versus, I mean, I know how many people are chatting. I'm fucking talking to you. But knowing how many people are watching, knowing how many followers I have or any of the above, in no way makes me better at what I do. Large quotes. Whatever the fuck this is. None of it improves this at all. Like, literally not one bit. If anything, it has the ability to make me want to drive off a cliff sometimes. Like, that's it. So I just eliminated it from my life. I don't look at any of it. I have no idea. Because it's just not vital to our conversation, who's in chat, who's hanging out, and what we're talking about. None of it's vital to any of it. So I just don't look at it because it's literally, it's either crack or it's a knife in your back. Not, I didn't mean to rhyme. Anyways, yum nuts. Yum nuts are a type of donut that Marks and Spencer sell in the UK. A few Christmases ago, they sold Santa's yum nut. I love it. I would eat the fuck out of Santa's yum nut. Could I get a dozen yum nuts of Santa? Please. Right. And Kel, I mean, to be honest, what Kel said was, you're very emotionally intelligent, which, by the way, thank you. for saying that. You understand you can't have a healthy relationship with it, so you shut it off on the side. And that's taken me a lot of trial and error, though. I just wanted to say that. Like, in no way was I just mystically cognizant that I'm addicted to numbers. Slowly throughout my life, I've learned, like, calorie counting on a phone is very dangerous for me. Scales, very dangerous. Pretty much anything that has a number turns into some sort of internal video game I must beat. Except driving. That's never hit me weird, which is weird. Anything else. And so, I mean, I definitely, when I was streaming, like, I would judge my value as a human based on, are there less people watching today than there were yesterday? Or do I have a less subs? Blah, blah, blah. When none of that is really contingent to the content provided at all. So, why even have the fuckery up? Ain't worth the stress. Backwards, Katie. Skull Monkey, 100%. And I think it all comes down to just communicating with people, anybody. And I think a lot of people are horrified by what we see in the media, which is, this volatile nature on all the sides of people, whether you're a liberal or whatever the fuck you want to call yourself. They're all fucking, like, angry and shit. But most people you can sit down and talk to who have completely different views than you, and they're very normal people. And they don't throw things across the room and set shit on fire and, like, rush the Capitol. Most people can sit down and have a normal conversation and walk away friends. I do it all the time. I enjoy it. I try to surround myself with people who think differently. Not a race. I don't want to be friends with someone who's intrinsically racist. That's a terrible idea, but you know what I mean. I heard him screaming, but I have no idea what it was for. Oh, is it the game he's playing? That since we're talking about food, I'm making something amazing yet horrible for snacks. Cinnamon streusel muffins baked with breakfast sausage in them. I would fuck that with my penis. My fuckness pal is a dangerous place. And I never did it to lose weight. I did it because I was trying to get enough protein because I was trying to build muscle. But all of it becomes a video game. So, like, even when the app is like, you're at a dangerously low weight, you don't notice that. You're just like, well, if it doesn't go down, I didn't really do anything. It becomes like your productivity. Mine, at least. It's psychotic. It's not healthy. So I just get them all out of I just get them the fuck out. Shoo shoo. I ain't got time for more instability in this cage of nonsense. Dude, for real, the salty sweet thing is my crack. I love the savory sweet combo. McGriddles, my dudes. Why do they exist and why are they perfect? God damn it. I fucking love them. I hate them and I love them. Oh my god. Wait. Zeke poops a little. Oh no. If I could, I'm not going to watch it because if I could hear him down the hall, it will deafen me. And as much as I appreciate it, I have to live with that. Nope. I don't want to be deafened. I heard it. Like, from 50 feet away. We're good. Dude, they're so delicious. I mean, you never feel good after eating one, but it's like that syrup-soaked fucking bread, and it's everything you want to do. Ooh, I'm back to say that McGriddles are life. Anyone who disagrees, fight me. Right, though? And why? Why can't I can still hear him, like, is he whooping or screaming? Is he whooping or screaming? We're going to watch it. I'm trying to get it up on the right monitor. My fuck. I need it. I don't know what it is. My sarcastic tones become so strong that you guys can't even pick it up anymore. How do I fix this? Do I just, like... do I start talking like this? Like, getting real up high? I don't know if I can do it without putting some sort of accent on it, because it sounds so fucking stupid. Does this sound, like, less sarcastic for y'all? I don't know what the fuck to do. This is gonna be exhausting. Kill me. Hi, David. They're making fun of me because no one can tell when I'm being sarcastic anymore. Okay, if this deafens you, I do apologize. I have my finger on the volume. Oh my god. Maybe turn the music off, Catherine. Or there's no sound? Oh, it's fucking muted. I hate everything.
Okay, so it is 25 max.
Jesus!
Okay, so it is 25 max.
Jesus!
Okay, so it is 25 max.
Jesus!
Okay, so it is 25 max.
Jesus! That's fucking beautiful. What, though? Is that a saran wrapped child? Jeff will try just gifted a fucking sub to Skull Monkey TV. Skull Monkey TV. Use a butt wizard of the highest order. Go forth and be consensual in every way. Because nothing is sexier. Also,
Did you take your joy today? Never forget to take your joy, and I guarantee your day will go as smooth as velvet.
Hi, gay.
thank you, Jeff. That was very kind. That's fucking funny. Children are scary no matter what. Like, it doesn't have to be a saran wrap child. If it's in a game, I'm immediately terrified by the tiny creature. Very terrified. Hate it. Do I, if I get really high, I can't even, like, I don't know what to do with this high voice. I don't know what to do. You're not the only one. Zach cannot tell when I'm sarcastic and he lives with me. The amount of times a day I have to say, I'm joking, by the way, is asinine. I mean, it's seriously, it's me. I have a problem. I think I've just gotten so low in my voice that I can't go any lower to be like, sarcasm. But if you watch my clips from when I very first started streaming, I'm like, way the fuck up here. I don't know what happened. Very velvety, somewhat gay. Fuck yes. If you saran wrap a child, are they less likely to get spoiled?
What? I mean,
That's fucking great. Oh my flog. That is fucking beautiful. If you saran wrap a child, see? Now I can't speak. I've lived too many places. I have way too many fucked up mixtures of accents in my head. And now I'm just going to be a fuck story today. Blame Greg. I did my nails new, and then get this, David, look at this. Our wind has been very strong, but my dog's a squirrel. There was a squirrel. Need I say more? They went rushing out the door, but like one of them took the door with them with their hips and slammed it on my hand and broke one off immediately. Right to the skin, and it hurts so bad. I had to take the nail polish off, obviously. But they did look really nice. I tried. Having dogs is just not, they're huge. They're like 85 pounds. They're little people. It's funny when the queen of screaming is worried about blowing out our ears playing someone else's clip. I mean, I may be the queen of screaming, but bitch can outdo me by far. And I don't know how, because I definitely have more lung capacity. He can deafen a bitch, man. I think it's because he like squeals. Like he gets into this like squealy, screechy range that is like sometimes when I'm watching his stream at night, I will have it muted on my computer. I don't need to have it on. I can hear literally every single word down the hall. The only reason I can't hear every single word is because of these right now. He's And I just don't know what happens. I don't know what's happened. To quote Uncle Ruckus, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear anything over the sound of me shitting myself. I love me a dad joke. I'm gonna be real. If you can make me laugh like without profanity, that's a gift. I know it was major sad face. I think my fingernail's gonna turn like bruised because it was a slam. Like it was a the wind. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been in a place where the wind is that strong, but when it's that strong, I mean, it sounds like someone angry is slamming your doors. It's pretty violent outside. The respectability politics of respecting people who argue against the human rights of others are the reason we still have a problem with hate. It is because of outdated anti-science views that we're in several of our situations. Like, for example, with climate change, people used to listen to the other side, to climate deniers and climate doubt, and now we see the consequences. I, wait, like they believed it after they listened to it? Rod, right, though? Bitch is loud as fuck. The only time I scream nowadays is when I'm getting very passionate about something I'm pissed off about, which is, not too often. Maybe my spirit bell has dropped. Honestly, I've thought about it. And when I first went full time streaming, after like 3 months, I kind of got like bronchitis or like just this, um, some sort of inflammation or infection or whatever. So my voice was like it was like I was losing my voice. It was very raspy and it didn't go away forever. And I think I have like evolved, adjusted my tone to be lower because it's less stress on my vocal cords so I don't lose my voice so often. Because I would literally lose my voice once every 3 months. It would just be gone for months at a time. Like I sounded like, I don't know, some famous actress with a hoarse, smoky voice. I can't think of one right now. And so I think I've just like slowly just relaxed, I think. Because the only time I ever really had to speak, that sounds weird, to more than one person, I don't know. What the fuck? Not in a personal conversation, was working the drive-thru at a taco time. Welcome to Taco Time. This is Katie. How can I take your order? Was real high up there. Like I was little Britney girl. And I think I've just like I don't know though. I don't know if that's real. I'm not a vocal auto. What is this? The science of speaking? It's got a name. It's not ear, nose, and throat doc, is it? I mean, I know they do throat science, but like of the vocal cords and speaking. Speech therapist? Maybe? Like Eartha Kitt, thank you. Yeah, kind of like that. It gets really rough. Like kind of like Catherine, oh god. Oh my god, what is her name? The mom from the Virgin Suicides. Catherine I wanted to say O'Hara. Is it O'Hara? No, it's not Catherine O'Hara. That's fucking Beetlejuice. She's like ever since she was young, she's Rebecca or no, Roger Rabbit's wife. What is her name? Oh. It's Jessica Rabbit. The voice of Jessica Rabbit. What is her name? That's where my voice goes when I would lose it all the time. And so I think like I just started speaking at a lower register so I didn't lose my fucking voice all the time. It was crazy. Kathleen Turner? Is it Kathleen Turner? Where did I get Catherine? Catherine. Not the same thing. Thank you, Kathleen Turner. That's what I sound like. Horribly. And it doesn't go away forever. I mean, her voice is sexy as fuck. In no way am I throwing shade, just so everyone in chat's aware. Kathleen Turner has an incredibly unique voice. I love it. Forever. There's another woman actress. I believe she's Indian. And she has that voice that is very low like this and very crackly. And she voices over a ton of cartoons and stuff like that, but she's been in some movies. She's another one that just has one of the most unique and wonderful voices ever. And it's just worn the fuck out at this point, but it sounds awesome. Yes, The Expanse. I'm trying to think of something else she was in. I really can't even pull one out of my head because I hear her. Like, you hear her voice and you immediately know it's her. and I just can't think of what her name is, but she's fantastic. Her voice is so gloriously low and like gravelly. It's so cool. I can't even think of it. Is she in one of the? I want to say she's in one of the Matrix movies. That's one of the wise people, because the wise person has to be black or brown of some kind, or British, whatever. Racism's terrible. I don't know how to say that name, Pendragon, but thank you so much for putting that in chat. Her. Yep. Her voice is phenomenal. Anything she's in, like, I will just listen forever. Her voice is so cool. Really? You know what's funny is in my everyday life, I'm either silent or rather quiet. I mumble a lot. It's terrible. I the only reason I can, project. I was put on in theater when I was like 3. Force of habit projecting, but normally I'm so quiet. Just kind of keep to myself in a corner and do my thing. But I think that comes from just growing up in a really full household. You just learn to become invisible. Better no attention than any attention. She was in Mass Effect 2. Yes. Yeah. Speaking of, I could never do her voice. Her voice is just, I wouldn't even try. So magical. In The Expanse, I mean, I think that's the most recent thing she's been in, honestly. Same, Bubblicious, same. I think I do that anytime I hear her voice anywhere. Like, if it's any game or any animated series and all of a sudden a character shows up and it's that voice pops out, I'm just like, melt. And immediately I'm like, please become a main character and stick around, please. I just want to listen to you. 100%. I love the Quarians. Tally was one of my faves. That was the Quarian, right? Tally? Yeah. Oh, was she in WoW Shadowlands? I played WoW through Lich King and then stopped. You know how it goes. Speaking of, we have a really creepy game I'd like to play with you guys today. I don't know how long the game is. I think it's pretty fucking short. But it's... have any of you seen Franbo? Played or otherwise? Pendragon, you're not the first or only person to say that to me, which is crazy. I didn't do it on purpose. Like, I loved Lich King. I had a wonderful little warlock undead. I had a lot of fun. So this game is apparently very similar to Franbo. However, it's called Katie in Meow Meow Land. And the opening scene is a small child being birthed out of a juicy cat butthole. So I bought it immediately. And I would like to play it. It's just a point and click. Like, it's nothing high intensity, but it looks dumbly hilarious. And it's Katie in Meow Meow Land. Stop it. I had to. How often is Katie a main character? Seriously. I've looked it up. It's actually never. Katie is always a side character and or dead child. Why? Or a dog. Why, though? Was it the foreskin ring finger thing? We do. I was just going to say, let's take a quick break just to get it out of the way. I'm just going to run a quick 3-minute ad just to so it's not there. And then we will cheers. So pack your bowls. Every couple of hours, I run a 3-minute ad block so Twitch doesn't manually run them over us hanging out. And I can see when they're about to run. That's why I'm like, oh, let's take one real quick. Real quick. Good time to stand up. Mel.
Mel Nye, my science pie.
That's a long fucking time.
32 fucking months? What?
I feel like you know what? Time is so fucking weird to me anymore. I just can't even. I love you so much. Thank you for resetting the class, keeping classy alive, and giving it 8 swings. We were just about to take a really quick break just to get ads out of the way before I start up a very bizarre game I purchased. Oh my god, and it's 4:20 in 14 minutes. Wow. I read your message, but literally said 16 anyways. It's not even dyslexia. That's just like fabrication. 16 minutes till 4:20. Pack your bowls. I'll take my dogs out real quick, and then I've already downloaded the game and everything, so I'm thinking it'll be pretty short. But we'll see. I don't know. Katie in Meow Meow Land. I also have to fix the cord, so I'll try to do that. I love you. I'll be right back. Don't tell anyone, but I brought cock. Wants a big juicy dick. They want a big juicy dick. It's not juicy. It's crispy. I should clarify. Who wants a big crispy cock? They already sat. Look how good they are. You can't. Why won't this spin? Ma'am. There we go. Stop it. Stay. I said stay, motherfucker. Look at those good pups just sitting there being fucking cute. Wants a crispy dick? They're such good dogs. I make them wait so long just to make the camera good. They're good babies. They'd wait forever. They really are good dogs. Everybody wants a nice good dog treat. Yeah, they are. They actually are. They're dehydrated cow pinnas. They call them like pizzle sticks or something. But they are just cartilage. I mean, it's a great chew toy. They last forever. Like, they're really good for dogs that chew through stuff fast. And my dogs have one of those mouths. They can chew through anything in like a second. And you know me, I'm all about using the whole animal. If you're going to fucking kill something, for fuck's sake, use it, you know? All right. 6 minutes till 4:20. I'm going to change the game category. We're going to play Katie in Meow Meow Land. No, that's not a joke. It's a game that exists, and I'm excited. Katie's never the main character of fucking anything. Hello, BDO. How are you, love? I got a puzzle sick, Bob. Yeah, they love them. They love them. And they smell like beef jerky, so, like, I get it. I'm not going to go chewing on no cow dick, but if it uses every part of the animal, I'm all for it. All right. Oh, fuck, I didn't fix the cord. I actually have to do it live, so that's good. Well, I'm going to do it with you. So I'm going to put it on this game screen.